Hey guys, it's Ryan from Cross Tactical Airsoft. Hey, I want to take a minute and kind of discuss some things that I've seen that have been on the internet a little bit here lately that have been kind of bothering me. We argue a lot in Airsoft about some really silly things like plate carriers versus chest rigs versus battle belts versus backpacks. Really, none of that stuff matters. What really does matter, at least to me, and this is just my opinion, so you can take it for what it's worth, but in my opinion, any piece of equipment that you purchase, you obviously thought it was important enough to purchase that piece of equipment and spend your hard-earned money on it. Therefore, when you get it, it is a vital piece of equipment for you to use. So, with that being said, if you spent your hard-earned money on a plate carrier, chest rig, battle belt, backpack, I'm not trying to tell you that it was a bad investment or a good investment. What I am telling you is that it really won't do you any good if you don't get out and practice with it. So, my biggest piece of advice is get out and practice with the equipment that you buy. Okay, we're going to cover a couple of things today. As you can see, this is one of my plate carriers. Yes, I run a plate carrier sometimes. Sometimes I run a chest rig. Sometimes I run a battle belt. Oftentimes I run my battle belt with my chest rig and my plate carrier both. Not at the same time, but I run my battle belt with my plate carrier or my chest rig when I'm running it. But one of the things that I do a lot is I have an airsoft range set up here in my backyard. So I come out and I practice plinking, I practice shooting, I practice drawing, mag changes. And as you can see on my plate carrier, I keep magazines all the same direction, and I keep my M4 mags all the same direction. And the reason that I do that is because that is how I practice with it. And I practice to where all of my equipment is set up to where I can get a handle on it and I can use it. My PTT for my comms is right here on the front, so even if I'm laying prone, I can get to it and push it. But my mags are to where I can get to those. And as you can see, I have M4 mag pouches that go all the way around. I usually carry a total of 6 M4 mags on my plate carrier. I run 2 on my battle belt. And I generally carry 1 high cap mag just so I don't run out of ammunition in a long sustained firefight. But a lot of people have told me I carry too much on my chest rig, or on my plate carrier and my chest rig. But I do carry this multi-purpose pouch that I carry smokes and stuff like that in. But I also keep my grenades on this other side. I carry 2 Valken Thunder V's. And the reason that I do this is because I found in some, most American Milsim rule sets, you can't throw a smoke grenade into a building. So to clear a building, rather than just rushing in and clearing it, if there's 12 dudes in there, I can throw a grenade in there and clear out 12 dudes, and that's way easier than trying to go in and put myself at risk to clear that building by myself. But some of the things that I've seen are some really, really, really high-end guns and equipment with guys who are running them that have really poor tactics. And to me, this is a huge downside to Airsoft. Some of these guys get really, really souped up high-end guns, and they just don't use them. They utilize some of the assets that those guns give them, like they give them superior range, so they can sit further away and shoot, but they don't ever have to get into the actual battle. And what that does is that gives them the ability to sit back and not have to practice their tactics. And to me, that's a dangerous thing. So for me, some ops, I run a plate carrier. If I'm going to be in a CQB style game, I'm definitely going to be running my plate carrier. If it's cooler weather, I'll run a plate carrier. South Arkansas right now, it's September, but it's still hot. It was 90 some odd degrees here today, so it's warm. So a lot of times I will run just a chest rig. This has everything I need. It's got 6 M4 mag pouches, has my radio pouch on it. It's got my 2 Valken Thunder V's on this, and yes, I've changed sides from this side to this side because I practice with this a little bit differently. And the reason that I do this is so that when I have my rifle up, I'm dominantly right-handed when I'm shooting, and that way I can use my left hand or my offhand to get my grenades out and then pull that pin and throw it, or I practice this kind of stuff. I also practice things that people think are mundane, but to me, they're very important. Things like mag changes. Man, if you can blindfold yourself and you know exactly where your mags are on your plate carrier and you can pull them out and change mags, both in your pistol and your rifle, man, I oftentimes get out here in my backyard and plink at targets and practice those mag changes, both in my rifle and then transition from my rifle to my pistol and then transition, practicing mag changes and then transitioning back to my rifle. And what that does is that gets me more familiar with the equipment. It makes me more familiar with my gear, which makes me more comfortable with that gear. So to me, whether you're running this plate carrier, whether you're running a chest rig, or even a battle belt, man, battle belts aren't a bad thing either. I actually like this one. I've been running this one for a little while. Really like it. It carries my pistol and 2 M4 mags and my dump pouch just on my battle belt. And I really enjoy that because it takes my pistol off of my chest rig or my plate carrier and puts it down lower to where I can get to it and utilize it. Plus it gives me a little bit more storage room. But the key here is to practice those mag changes, to practice on your rifle, to transition from your rifle to your pistol and then back to your rifle. Man, and one of the other things that I see a lot of guys do, they'll pop out from around a corner and they'll shoot at you. And then if you wait just a second, they'll pop right back out around that same corner. Sometimes you need to be able to pop out around a corner, shoot, transition to the other side, pop out around that corner and shoot. Man, practice your changes. Practice your mag changes. Practice your transitions from left-handed to right-handed. You can actually train yourself to become an ambidextrous shooter, meaning that you don't have to just shoot right-handed. You can practice switching over and shooting left-handed. You can do that. You can teach yourself or train yourself to become a left-handed shooter. You just have to do it until you're more comfortable with it. So, guys, this video is kind of long, and I apologize, but I really want to encourage you, rather than battling over plate carriers and chest rigs and battle belts and backpacks, man, I really want to challenge you guys to just get out whatever piece of equipment that you have, that you've spent your hard-earned money on. Apparently it was a good investment for you. Get out and practice with it and become really great at using it, because the price you spent on your piece of equipment doesn't make you a good player. Your tactics make you a good player. So I just want to tell you guys that. Get out there and practice with the equipment that you've got. You may have low-grade equipment, but hey man, everybody started out with some decent mid-grade or low-grade equipment and moved up. So get out there and practice with it, play hard, and play safe. Most of all, call your hits. Make sure that you get out there and practice, guys. Have a great